Rust on the edges of deck lids, door bottoms, hoods, and rockers is very common in Michigan. But there's one thing this owner could have done to prevent this rust from happening. And in this video, I'm going to show you what that one thing is. So this is the deck lid or trunk lid flipped over. And on the underside you have 1, 2, 3, 4 drain holes. And what happens is salt water from the winter, from salting the road, gets in between this panel and the outer panel, and it settles right here. So, the best rust preventative out there is simply taking some WD-40 or some lubricant like this, and just when you get your car brand new, just squirt, squirt, squirt in those holes, squirt and squirt. And all you do is you wipe off the excess. Now, when you close the trunk, all that WD-40, or you can use oil, just a regular old squirter, and just squirt, 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 and then wipe the excess. When you close the deck lid or the trunk lid, when you close it, all that oil is going to be sitting down here where this piece of metal is folded over. It's going to prevent that salt water from rusting this lip out. This didn't happen because the paint, just chipped by itself. It rusted from the inside. There's paint on the outsides, but there's no paint where those pieces of metal are folded together. It's just pure, raw, clean metal in there waiting for that salt water to rust it. The best method to prevent that is to simply, in those drain holes, squirt, 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 squirt. Shut the hood or the deck lid or the doors. You will have a little bit of oil dripping excess, and then you just wipe that clean. So let me get you an example of a 2003 GMC in which this was done from the beginning. Now this is what your door bottoms should look like. This is a 2003 GMC Sierra, and if I took my finger and ran it across there should be a film of oil, because every year I take and I squirt in there the WD-40, and it goes and it sits at the bottom of that door. It sits in the pinch weld and it prevents it from rusting. Now if I took my finger and ran it across here, you would see that it's still greasy, and this is after one winter. So there's a light film of grease that's going to be on there, and you can just, if it annoys you, you can just wipe that off in the spring and you'll have nice clean door bottoms. Now here's the other side, and again there's a film of grease on there, and you can just wipe that off. So you can see there's a film of grease or oil from last fall when I squirted. I used motor oil, but if you want it to be even cleaner, you can take WD-40 and squirt it in there and squirt it in there. Now myself, what I did was I drilled a hole right up here so that I could get it down here. I was a little bit afraid I wouldn't, see how greasy that is? I was a little bit afraid I wouldn't get this oil to go from there to here. So what I did was I drilled a little hole here. I'm able to take my squirter, put it there, and squirt some in there. And so then that WD-40 will go down there, get this all nice and greasy, and therefore you'll have nice, clean, rust-free door bottoms almost forever. As long as you do that probably once a year. Another vehicle that I did this to, since it was brand new, is this 2002 Kia. And let me move in so you can see the door bottom real well. So this right here is the passenger door. And you know, this is the little hole that I drew. So then I just hit it. I stick the little red squirter in there, and I just squirt the WD-40 in there. And then sometimes I can go this way or this way with the squirter. And I'll this part I cleaned with a rag so you could see what it looked like, but I'm going to rub the bottom of it with my finger off to the left. So, and there you see I have a little bit of remnants of oil, just a film of oil that was left over the winter. So I can just wipe that off with a rag. And now I'll show you the other side. And now this is the driver's side, and I do have a hole up here that I use that I can squirt oil in. But generally I just shoot it in here this way and then shoot it in here this way. And you can see it's real clean. 2002 Kia. And this is what it looks like if you use this method to prevent rust after 17 years. And finally, one last thing I wanted to show you is how clean the tailgate is up there. And I did the same thing with that. I squirt this way, this way. There's a couple other drain holes over here and over there, but I fill that with oil, let it drain out, and wipe off the excess. So I hope you enjoyed this video on what I believe is the best way to prevent rust on a new vehicle. And if you did enjoy it and you would like to see other videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.